Okay, today is October 10 and it's 8:10 p.m. So I was doing a long day shift today, and when I came here, I learned that we were short of one nurse. Um, that nurse canceled her shift at around 10 p.m. yesterday. It was her bank shift, and um, there's some private reason that she couldn't do the shift. So obviously, Sunday it's difficult to get nurse cover. So the whole day, it was just us three nurses. But just to give you an idea of how acute the ward is, so we've got one patient by herself in a side room who has learning disability and mental health issues, and ideally should have someone with her at all times. We've got two patients with overdose that also need to be monitored just in case they try to do self-harm or they try to abscond. Fourth, we've got a severe dementia patient who is actively standing up, walking around, and today she was dropping poo everywhere and throwing it to the nurse assigned to her. We've got fifth, a man who also has dementia, who is walking around with his Zimmer frame and just wandering around, but also very high risk of fall. So technically, we've got five patients who ideally should have someone with them at all times. Unfortunately, we don't have that staff, although there is a shift put out, but it's not being taken by anyone. So I was in charge, but I also had six patients today, and one of them was the overdose patient, and the other one was the mental health patient. And I had to do I had to transfer one patient to the other side and receive a new admission who was very acute, had a fast AF, and needed to be on the cardiac monitor at all times. And I had to do loading dose and then give IV fluids as well, do a cannula. And I also had an asthma patient who was a few days back almost went to ITU but now stable. So I had a total of six patients. Basically, it was very busy because it's not just the patients really, it's also because I'm in the front, I need to answer all the telephone calls. So there are like relative queries asking updates about their patients, and I keep explaining to them that over the weekend, on-call doctors only see those patients who are very sick or have acute problems, and if the patients are stable, then obviously they wouldn't be seen, and we would wait until the weekday ward team. So that's how it works in the NHS. So basically, we are short-staffed, and it was so hectic because I have to do medications, then I have to do the observations. I did have an HCA. I mean, it was a fair share of work, but obviously she can't do everything, so I have to do some obs as well while doing medication, doing nursing documentation. Then as nurse in charge, um, I also had to update the handover for everyone. Um, I would have said for the rest, I mean for each nurse to update his or her own handover, but at the back it was also very, very busy. This is the part where there was a dementia patient throwing poo, and 4 out of 6 patients assigned to the nurse at the back actually needed 2 people to wash them, and obviously we have to wash these dependent patients every day. So all in all, it was so heavy, very busy, and I feel very tired. And sometimes it's really exhausting. And in the afternoon, I had this episode where this patient with a mental health slash learning disability problem like shouted so loud like 4 times at me, And I was used to it before, but like out of everything, the one thing I really don't like the most is when people shout at me. And it took a lot of like control and patience not to react negatively to a patient shouting at you. It goes against all my instincts to like to like flight or fight, which I tend at this time I really want to like to answer back or to shout back, but I had to control myself and like, this is a mental health patient, this is a patient, I need to be I shouldn't respond negatively. I should just stay calm and take a step back. And worse, actually, after that shouting episode, when I tried to go in again to check her ketones, then she tried, not tried, she actually threw a table knife, a bread knife at me. And I was like, why was she given this bread knife, metal bread knife? And I had to go tell the healthcare assistant and then domestic who served the food. I'm like, next time, please don't um, give her metal cutleries. Like, obviously, she's very unpredictable, and now I was nearly hit by a knife. So, guys, please be sensible. Don't give her metal cutleries. It's like common sense. She's been here for like 2 weeks now, so really it should have been automatic. So, sometimes they're just these things just happen, and thankfully I wasn't hit. So, with that, that's a serious incident. So I did a date text as well to make sure that's logged in. That it's recorded in the system. How stressful, how dangerous, how unsafe the work can be if you are short staffed as well and you're not provided with one-to-one. So yeah, thankfully in the afternoon it all started to calm down, and we didn't get too much transfers because there was no bed available upstairs, so we didn't do too much transfers. Usually that takes a lot of time as well, transfer and receiving another patient, and that uses up a lot of time, and then we end up like hurrying to finish the medications for the afternoon or for the evening because we use so much time to transfer the patient and receive a new one and do admission paperwork again. So it's so busy. That is the reality of where I'm working at the moment. So yeah, I think that's about the summary of how my shift went today. So this is my shift diary for today. And I'm back tomorrow and for the next days. I'm on for 3 long days. So wish me luck. That's it for today.